My little sister's first week of school, she got arrested. Nothing bad. She got caught smoking pot. Stupid idiot. I don't know why we're starting the show off like that, but I thought it'd be funny. I actually just found out, so it's just running through my mind. But Chet Holmgren is out for the season, similar to Joel Embiid, Blake Griffin, and our man Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Blake Griffin. Yeah, Chet Holmgren now joins the list of other top overall picks who missed their rookie year. And with that being said, we also saw the Pat Beverly trade. All things we'll be talking about tonight. We have a jam-packed episode regarding Pat Bev and the Lakers and how that fits in the deal. Maybe we talked about last episode other deals they could do. Maybe we'll touch on that. Then Chet Holmgren's injury and some Victor Wembanyama. And then we'll also talk about some Donovan Mitchell trade intel that was dropped. And we'll also talk about who's our favorite NBA training camp darlings that we think are like guys on Exhibit 10 who could potentially make the team. And then the final thing we'll talk about today is some low-key NBA trades, as well as which NBA vets will have an NBA resurgence. Now, Jackson has joined the show, and we'll be talking about what's up.
First thing I hear when I enter today's show, we're doing a visual trade. Let's get it over with. What's up?
Not much. My little sister got arrested yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, no. She got caught smoking pot.
Jail.
Huh?
Jail. Right now.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Jail. Where?
In Missouri.
Why didn't she run?
I think that would make it worse. I'm pretty sure all she'll have to do is do diversion. Do you guys have that? Like back like in college, if anyone got caught with a MIP or like with weed, would they do diversion? I think you like plead guilty and they make you just if you don't get in trouble for 4 years, it gets expunged.
I'm never moving to Missouri ever. That sounds. That's actually is she in jail like still, or did she get
No, it was immediate. I honestly think I don't even think she sat in a. What the is a plane fucking crashing?
You can hear that?
Yes, dude. It sounded like a plane was coming down. We were about to lose you, Jackson.
There's choppers everywhere. It's sick. But it's alarming. I was in New Hampshire a couple weeks ago, and we saw like fighter jet after fighter jet after fighter jet all day. And here I'm seeing heli after heli after heli. I'm like, are we going to war? What is this normal? Is a war coming?
Was it like rich people helicopters or
No, this is military helicopters. Yeah, these are like sick as like if you saw these, you'd be like, whoa. They're the real deal. And I don't know what is going on. And it's happened, recently. I'm like, I'm confused out here.
The sanction events, listen to this. Chet Holmgren had an Exhibit 5 other activities, and the Seattle Crossover Pro-Am was on the list of sanctioned events by the NBA. Does sanction mean not allowed, or does sanction mean like allowed?
I think sanction is good. Yeah.
Good, yeah. When you say not sanctioned, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Then again, I'm stupid.
So let's first, what do you want to choose? Choose Chet, or are we talking about? Okay. Chet Holmgren's going to miss the entire rookie year due to a Lisfranc foot injury, basically torn ligaments in his foot. And he joins the list of Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons as top overall picks who will miss their rookie season due to injury. And he suffered it during the Pro-Am game of the crossover again while defending LeBron James.
What's up, TP? Yeah, I got some comments here. All right. Saw this little excerpt online. 19 muscles, 33 joints, 107 ligaments, 26 bones. What body part am I talking about?
I don't know.
The foot.
Oh.
The foot. Here's the thing. There's a
skip.
lot. There's a lot of different. My family keeps calling you cereal. There's a
Nice.
lot of things that you can do to get your foot stronger. And it is very apparent to me that Chet Holmgren might not know this. And so I have no long-term concerns because I've been seeing a lot of the Kristaps comparison, and I like that because Kristaps is still a very good basketball player, but he's been
Yeah, I
riddled by
agree.
injuries in entire career. And I think that at least Chet Holmgren will be something like Kristaps Porzingis, but if he can if he can stay healthy, then we're looking at more of like the group we just kind of discussed there.
No, so for me, when I think about Chet Holmgren, I talked about the positives of this, help him develop his shooting form. He'll be able to focus on his body, put on some weight, and he'll have a year in the NBA, training and conditioning program. So basically, I think all in all, this will be something that could work out potentially well for them due to the fact that they'll be able to, in my opinion, develop him off the court, and he'll have a year of adjustment period. Does it suck that, he's out for the season? Yes, but it helps their odds to get Victor Wembanyama now. And in the long run, I don't think it's a bad thing. Does it? You have to address the obvious elephant, the proverbial elephant in the room, which is this a telltale sign of things to come? And I hope it's not. Obviously, we know big men have a tendency of having foot, ankle, knee injuries. So hopefully it's just a fluke. It's just a freak injury, which it seems like it was. And they have a bad year. So in sense, like they have a good year developing, but they have, don't win many games, and they get the shot to win Victor Wembanyama. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. And so here's the thing as well. I like exactly what you're saying here. It's not good. It's not bad. That's the positive out of this is everything you just mentioned. Good for developing players like TP is saying, and it's going to give you a shot at least somebody in that top 5. I'm not saying, Oklahoma City was going to be the best team next year, but they got some hoopers. So, this kind of reminds me of the Embiid situation. And I go back to the draft, and they take Joel Embiid in 2014, 2015 comes. They had the 3rd pick. Embiid didn't play that first season. This injury reminds me so much of that because I remember when Embiid got drafted, everyone thought he was going to be a forever what if player. What if that didn't happen? What if he can never stay healthy? And look at Joel Embiid right now. He's just finished second in MVP voting. You could make an argument for him being an MVP. Now, unfortunately, Philadelphia took Jahlil Okafor with the 3rd pick in the next season, and
Jahlil Okafor was not. I feel like Jahlil Okafor is an over scrutinized guy. He's not.
He's like 26 still. It really sucks that his career didn't pan out, isn't panning out. I don't know what we want to call it, but you get the point.
I don't blame him.
The 3rd pick the next season. I know Philly was a little bit more rebuildy. Because they went Embiid. I think Peyton was the year before that. Simmons was the year after Okafor, so I know this was like early on in the Sixers drafting, but still reminds me a lot of it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think the interesting part about it is, yeah, like if they get Victor Wembanyama, who is it? Mikey Williams, the other top prospect? I want to pull up NBA. I'm just want to think in my head.
It's really like Scoot and Vic. Those are those are the guys who are always going to be talking.
But they don't need Scoot. They don't need.
It's a little bit deeper than just those 2 cats. I'm definitely going to get a lot more into college ball. And I do want to say another point on this is that I've been seeing a lot of people saying that these guys shouldn't be in these pro-am.
What about Whitmore? Is he nice? Cam Whitmore or Nick Smith?
I'm not too well versed in college basketball right now.
I like Nick Smith Jr. I don't know anything about Cam Whitmore, who goes to Nova, but like supposedly he's hiring guys. But yeah, just all in all, for developing like guys like Jeremiah Robinson Earl, we'll get one last look of Darius Baisley. We'll get some more Kenrick Williams, Jay Will. We'll see some more of. Some of the guys that they drafted, Usman Dang. This is going to open up a bunch of minutes for guys that we didn't know if they were going to have minutes. So I think, and people don't realize how big. Yo, what's up, Max Hill? What's up, Mr. 81? That's what we're talking about right now. And yeah, like Thomas Perry said, that's exactly what we said. Good for developing the other players. It's going to get Chet adjusted to the NBA grind because, he's going to be there. It's not like he's missing anything. He's going to be at practice. He's going to be at all the away games. Like, he'll be adjusted. So he'll already have a year under his belt. And next year, you just expect him to hit the ground running as long as there's no hiccups with the foot.
Yeah.
So
even look at Zion. Zion's going to come back next season. He's going to be doing Zion things. So everyone's going to be like,
but Zion's another guy who missed his rookie year, right? Most of his rookie year. Missed most of it. He's been battling. But every time Zion comes out, he's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
And same thing with Joel Embiid. And basically every time with Ben Simmons and Blake Griffin before he lost the athleticism, same thing.
I really just want to hammer home now because this is like, I guess I covered ball last summer, but this is, I guess, my job now. So it's a little bit more hardcore. Like, I really don't see a problem in players playing in these types of games because Chet's got to be a little bit smarter, I would say. Maybe that plays a bad example, but, usually when you have these pros playing in these games, like, they're just there for a good time, playing with their buddies, just playing in that competitive spirit. They're just running up and down the court, shooting threes and stuff. They're not doing anything crazy. So if I was Chet, I think lesson learned, I'm probably not going to be, if I'm playing in a Pro-Am league or a Pro-Am game in the future for Chet, I probably am not jumping in that specific play.
No, so this is what I said. So, like how I made a video when this originally happened, and I said, do you remember how in Eurobasket, Omar Yurtseven, Nikola Jovic, and I believe there was one more guy, Jeremy Sohan, are all not playing in Eurobasket due to the fact that to focus on their rookie seasons. And I kind of felt I applied that logic with Chet Holmgren and other rookies. Don't go play. And I agree with even with Paulo Banchero. He's been lucky he didn't get hurt or anything. Guys, your first 2 seasons, focus on getting acclimated to the NBA. Focus on working out. Focus in, developing your frame, developing your game. Then in year 3, 4, when you're comfortable, your place in the NBA, then go out to the Pro-Ams. I understand you want to get your runs in and stuff. Like, you can get workouts with other NBA players, which I think playing, meeting up with a bunch of NBA players and working out together and running scrimmages is a lot safer because you all know how to play basketball. Because that's another thing people don't realize is when you play with amateurs, there's a lot of guys, including myself, who, like, I've gotten better at this, but there's guys that they don't know how to move their feet, so they're going to injure you.
Okay. Like even just on closeouts and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know. Here's an example. In football, Pat McAfee and other NFL players, they say a big thing about guys who come from college to the NFL, and they could be a good draft pick, could be a great college player, but one of the reasons they don't make it in the NFL is because they don't know how to practice. And because they're a liability to themselves, but they're a liability to their teammates. And that's why I say for younger guys, that's the problem with Pro-Am and even Eurobasket is you're playing with guys who aren't aware, like there's certain things. That's why with the Dylan Brooks injury or the Jordan Poole on Ja Morant, there's kind of almost like an etiquette in NBA basketball that you look out for each other. And that's why when you see a guy like Chet Holmgren get hurt in a Pro-Am game, you're just like, guys, let's focus for the first 2 years of career. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, and anybody can do what they want. This is just, I'm just comparing it to Eurobasket. You don't see guys play international basketball their first few years of their career because they don't want to risk getting hurt in those prime years of development. Sorry for the rant.
Yeah, I can understand it.
Does that make sense? Like, I just feel like let's just focus on the NBA.
Yeah. I like the comparison with the amateurs.
Because, like, I think, like, with, like Pat McAfee always says, there's guys who literally get cut because they're hitting the quarterback or they're tripping linemen. They're like, get the fuck off the practice field. You're gonna cost us a game because we're gonna lose 2 guys in one practice.
Yeah, some people try and be the hero. I remember on the Packers a couple of seasons ago, some guy, all the Packers needed was like the ball, and this young kid, like right into the league, right on the Packers, he takes the kick return back and gets hit and fumbles the football, and it's like you're cut when that just happened, but technically you got to wait till after the game.
Oh yeah,
you just got cut. You just lost your job right now.
Yeah, or like think about an offensive lineman. If an offensive lineman blows a block and quarterback suffers a season-ending injury, that guy's done. Career over. Like think about the lineman who cost Joe Theismann his injury, or like
Joe Theismann,
the one whose leg went old. Like no, Joe Theismann. The one in the 80s where Lawrence Taylor made his leg go all the way up here. But either way, let's move over to the next one, Pat Beverly. And that's what I do want to talk about. We saw the trade that sent Pat Bev to the Lakers. What is your thoughts of that? Did you like the trade? Are you a fan of it? They gave up no picks, got themselves Patrick Beverly in exchange for Stanley Johnson and Taylor Horton-Tucker, who I have said I had no faith in Taylor Horton-Tucker. But what is your thoughts on that whole matter? I'll pull up the graphic right now.
I think this fits perfectly. I know we talked a little bit about this week, how Pat Bev isn't the best fit possible for a LeBron James team, but he is so much better than who they currently have viable. Like you're saying, I'm different with Taylor, especially after I saw that 40-piecer. I had to get some ranch sauce from the fridge. I have a lot of faith in Taylor. I think he's going to have a season like Kyle Kuzma this upcoming year, especially in Utah. I think Taylor Horton-Tucker's career is about to ascend right now. But for, this man shooting, 27% from downtown, with LeBron James and the Lakers, Taylor should have been traded a long time ago. He should have been traded by the deadline last season when it was apparent this guy, if you get to the playoffs, he's not really going to help. He's not going to be able to help you out that much as some other players would. And I'm looking at Pat Bev. Stanley Johnson, nice piece, but definitely expendable. I think this was a great trade for the Lakers. And, they do one more move similar to this. You still have your draft picks. You do another move similar to this. I don't know what that would really entail because you don't have too many tradable pieces. But this is a step in the right direction. I think that the Lakers, with what they were given in the offseason, I think that they've done an adequate job at least to just improve.
So for me, I think the interesting part about this Pat Bev trade is Pat Bev's obviously more reliable as a role player. We saw his shooting dip last year. The previous few years he shot 39%. Last year went down a little bit. But, Beverly isn't the type of guy who's going to, break people down off the dribble and create for others. But he's smart. He's simple. He makes the right play, makes the right read. He has good basketball IQ. And he's able to guard multiple positions, even some wings. Now, the Lakers' guard rotation as of right now is Westbrook, Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, maybe Kendrick Nunn, and Beverly, which, she did not like that. Somebody just came in. But, giving up Taylor Horton-Tucker, who is in 22, is, it didn't go great that he signed a 3-year, $30 million deal, and he hasn't been great. Now, for me, Taylor Horton-Tucker wasn't going to do crap, and he didn't have any value. So having Pat Bev, I think, gives them, first and foremost, a perimeter defender, which they have been needing, okay? And the sense that a point of attack guy who's just going to, hound and pound the opposing guards on the opposing team. And I don't know why I said opposing twice. But in my eyes, that's a great deal and all, but let's talk about the Jazz, okay? Because we can talk about the Lakers all day, which we will.
Hold on. I got one statement here. Because,
okay, go for it.
Like it's not like we're kind of saying best fit. Matt is kind of saying this. Pat Bev, Westbrook, same team. But if you get rid of Westbrook and you get one of those other trades going, we got a completely different story here. The lowest field goal percentage allowed as closest defender last 5 seasons, minimum 2,000 field goals attempted. You want to know who's on that list, baby? Giannis Antetokounmpo, 41.3%. Patrick Beverley, 41.9%. Ben Simmons, 42.2%. Rudy Gobert, 42.5%. But ahead of him, Anthony Davis, 42.3%. So you could legitimately argue the Los Angeles Lakers have 2 of the best 4 defenders in the NBA.
Now, this is what I'm thinking. In a trade with the Pacers, okay, the Pacers are currently at $95 million, and $47 million would take them to about $142 million, which means they would have to shave $17 million. They could shave $17 million just by trading Buddy Hield, but why? We talked about this. They shouldn't trade for Miles Turner because they have Davis, Damian Jones, and Thomas Bryant.
You don't need to, yeah.
What about if they trade for Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell, and maybe ask for either Daniel Tice or like O'Shea Brissett or even Nick Stauskas or a combination of all those players? You don't addition, or are you just saying give me Buddy Hield and Miles Turner? I think
Buddy Hield, Miles Turner.
Maybe I would say if we add if we give you 2 first-round picks and Russell Westbrook for Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, give me TJ McConnell as well. TJ McConnell, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner for Westbrook and 2 first-round picks.
If the Los Angeles Lakers made that trade, they're my finals pick.
I would agree with that because now they have McConnell, Beverly, Lonnie Walker, Nunn, Austin Reeves as their guard rotation. That's not bad. But yeah, and they could even move Nunn in another deal if they can. Maybe hit up like the Spurs and be like, you want Kendrick Nunn for Josh Richardson?
I would do something like that.
Or Doug McDermott.
I need a scorer, but yeah, exactly those 2 I would do 100%. Miles Turner, the whole thing is, if I'm the Lakers at this point with Russ, like it's almost like a steal that you were able to concoct a trade like that without giving up a first-round pick. If you're able to get those 3 players and, you're just throwing in Russ and 2 first-round picks, that's a lot of talent you're getting back. And, yeah, maybe, Miles Turner isn't somebody the Lakers need, but he's somebody the Lakers would take.
What trade is better? Turner, Hield, and McConnell for Russell Westbrook and 2 first-round picks, or Jokic, Poeltl, Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott for Russell Westbrook and 2 first-round picks?
For health reasons, I'm probably doing that trade.
The Spurs trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jason Richardson, pretty healthy guy. Poeltl, super healthy guy. Doug McDermott, he did miss some time this year, but consistently good, and he's always hitting that 3 shot. Yeah, I would do that because both Buddy Hield and Miles Turner have missed a bunch of time due to injury.
Yeah, exactly. Miles, it's just, it's risky. I'm thinking the combination of Miles Turner and Thomas Bryant, maybe you get enough there. If Turner was a healthy Turner, and that for sure, I mean, you're looking at a good, solid, all-around player, but Jakob Poeltl is just as much.
Yeah, I like the idea of Jakob Poeltl. Now let's switch from the Lakers and let's look at this from the Jazz point of view. Let me tell you what I think about the Jazz. Who's the winner of this trade? I think, obviously we're going to go with the Lakers right now because the Jazz, we don't know like really what the picture is because they keep saying they're like, we're cool if Donovan Mitchell's still on the roster. But for me, so as for Horton Tucker, I think he's the type of guy that Danny Ainge likes, and player development was always something that the Utah Jazz have been praised for. They've developed really well, and they've kept most of the important guys like Alex Jensen and a few other guys on the coaching staff that were important for player development. And Horton Tucker is this, big old wing with long arms. He can put the ball on the floor, can dribble somewhat. It's really just shooting. And when he tries, he can be defensively good. So for him, he could at least become a decent rotational role player for them. But he could even develop into like a 4th guy for them. Stanley Johnson, I think you're just throwing him out there and hoping that he can yield productive results. But besides that, I look at this trade. I give a B to the Lakers and I give a B- to the Jazz because they got Horton Tucker, who's a guy who still has plenty of potential. He's just 22 years old. And Stanley Johnson's another guy that if he builds off of this past year, in the long term, he fits the type of player Danny Ainge likes, and you could probably lock him up long term cheap.
So I'm gonna give them both A+. I think this is in all around. This is a great trade for everybody involved. People forget Stanley Johnson, former 8th pick in the NBA 2015 NBA draft. So
who was Stanley Johnson? It was the Pistons, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a
filler. Out of where?
Or a little bit less of a filler to me. Stanley Johnson, Arizona.
I believe, whoa.
Right? So
I don't remember
Stanley
that.
Johnson, to me, as far as potential goes, I'm still hopeful for him. It's almost like a more proven Josh Jackson because Stanley can stay a little bit more healthy. Josh Jackson has had his, Stanley's like a good defensive, he's maybe just needs more of an opportunity at a consistent basis. But Taylor Horton Tucker, aka Taylor Horton Fucker, when he starts, man, he's just inefficient. That's the thing. He's giving you a steal and a half per game. He's giving you 13.5 points. He's giving you 4 rebounds. He's giving you 3 assists. He can do everything you want him to do offensively. I think he just needs more of a solidified role on a team that doesn't have LeBron James. So if I'm the Utah Jazz right now, I am putting a lot of eggs in the Taylor Horton Tucker basket because that's a guy right there that the Lakers, they liked it. They were, they gave him the money. Taylor's shown plenty of flashes. It's just never been at a consistent level. It's never been at a consistent basis. And like I said, I think he's going to have a Kyle Kuzma season this next year.
So I think, obviously, yeah, I could see that really. And I just think both of them, especially if the Donovan Mitchell, trade does happen, Stanley Johnson, Taylor Horton Tucker are going to be doing that, do well. But let's pivot from this, and I want to talk about our man Donovan Mitchell, if we're going to stay on the Jazz, if you're cool with that.
I've never been more excited.
All righty. So Donovan Mitchell, as you guys all know, has been rumored for quite some time to basically be on the block. And if that's true, it makes things rather interesting. I kind of want to zoom in on this. Come on. All right, now. There we go.
D Mitch in this bitch.
I literally just zoomed in and it just tell me go fuck myself. All right, there we go. So basically,
nice. Sorry.
Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
With our little graphic going? Yeah. So Donovan Mitchell right here. I just like throwing the graphics up. It makes it a little bit more professional.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So because people always complain we just don't want to see talking heads, and I'm like, I get you.
People say that?
I don't know. I'm not really.
No, I like it. It's like every other talk show. They've got the graphics. They got a graphic guy. We just need a graphic guy and an editor. Hopefully, they're one person and our money.
Yeah. So Tony Jones of The Athletic wrote about the fact that so far the intel on Donovan Mitchell has been really, really interesting because after this Taylor Horton Tucker deal, it kind of puts everything in an interesting perspective. So basically, a potential Donovan Mitchell trade is in the air. New York and Utah, nothing's imminent because everything's hung up on picks. And it seems like Danny Ainge is leaking information that the Knicks are being pussies to, put pressure on by the media and fans to trade for Donovan Mitchell, which is a very common move. But today it finally came out that the 3 places Donovan Mitchell has never requested a trade. Donovan Mitchell has never said he wanted to leave Utah, but he has said that his preferred destinations, according to sources, are the Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, or the Miami Heat. Mitchell cannot be traded to the Nets if the deal does not include Ben Simmons, which Ben Simmons, Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, and Kevin Durant, I don't think could be as good as Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. just because of the defense that Ben Simmons brings you. Now, the Heat simply don't have the assets that the Jazz want. They're not going to give them Bam Adebayo. But the other two dark horse teams that it has came up, that there's two offers that they like better than the Knicks offers or just as much as the Knicks offer, but the teams' names weren't mentioned. And you know what teams those are?
The Chicago Bulls.
No, the Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards, because those are the only other teams, two teams that have been mentioned as pursuing. So what would a package you think be for the Hornets? I just think like the thing is that you look at Mitchell and he's one of the most dynamic players in the league. Like how hard is it to find a guy in the NBA who can drop 25 points every single night, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, when he tries, play good defense, and he'll only be 26 in September. So basically, and he has 3 years left on his deal. So you're basically, the Jazz are asking for 90 cents on the dollar. At least. But they're really looking for $1 on the dollar. And we just saw them trade Bev because he didn't fit the timeline. And Horn Tucker is somebody that I think fits in there. There's still Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, and Boyan, who I think are on their way out. But a team that's Conley, Taylor Horn Tucker, Stanley Johnson, Jordan Clarkson, Mitchell, Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, Ballamaro, Butler, Kessler, Udoka Azubuike, playing team. No? Okay, fuck you. So at this point, and Johnson's a former lottery pick. Yeah, he hasn't played, a lottery level in the NBA, but he's a decent wing and interior defense player, good athlete with some toughness that obviously, the Jazz roster needed last year. So for me, I just think you look at Horn Tucker, he's a guy who has the mentality to be a natural scorer. He just can't hit shots. He's athletic and crafty. He can put the ball on the ground. I just think this team, if they keep Mitchell, not a bad thing. But I want him to go to the Wizards or the Hornets. I want them to say fuck New York and just also look how fucked this pink. Wait, is it which pink is it? This pinky. Look at this shit.
What's wrong with it? Is it bent?
Yeah, I just can't straighten it.
1 in the pink, 2 in the stink, or what is that? What that basketball? Oh shit, yeah.
Do you see that? I broke the shit out of that playing basketball like a few years back. I can't straighten that pinky.
Oh.
Yeah. But
I like Charlotte. I like Charlotte. I agree with both of you and Thomas. Could you imagine if Miles Bridges is like just exonerated or the legalities are cleared up? But Washington is really interesting. It's really interesting to me. I like Charlotte, but if I'm Utah, I'm not trading. I'm all set, man. I got a nice little package for Rudy Gobert. I got some players like Jared Vanderbilt that I can definitely utilize and I can definitely play. And I don't think that some teams, I'm not saying Danny Ainge is a smart dude, but especially for a team like Utah, I can't remember the last time Utah were finals. Was it the 90s? Am I missing a decade? But if you got a guy like Donovan Mitchell, I'm going to do a couple of things to keep him happy.
Would you keep him or trade him if you?
I'm keeping him.
I agree. I keep him. I don't think there's a deal out here. Let's run it back one more season. If it doesn't work, you trade him at the deadline for a team that's desperate, or you go into the offseason with every other team knowing that they're open to trade him. Still with 2 years left on the contract, teams are now prepared to trade for him. Similar to how we talked about Kevin Durant. We're running it back for one more year, and 100% agree. Now, let's move over to the next segment. And we're talking about guys on Exhibit 10 contracts. And I wanted to talk about a few guys. But basically, Exhibit 10 contract are training camp hopefuls. You know any guy you have?
Mac McClung.
Okay, so Mac McClung is yours. Mine.
He's my guy.
I know he is.
He's my guy.
We'll do mine real quick because you have an idea who mine is. It's a bad picture.
I'm not great actually with Exhibit 10s.
You got Mac McClung. Mac McClung's up there.
Can I have a hint?
He has a name similar to a sandwich you like.
That I like a panini. Alberto Panini.
Bruno Capicola. Bruno Caboclo. Bruno Caboclo. Bruno Caboclo. He's on an Exhibit 10 currently with the Boston Celtics. And for me, I really think they need a backup center behind, Rob Will. And I know they have Luke Cornett, but that's fucking Luke Cornett. Bruno fits what Brad Stevens wants. Bruno can guard arguably every single position. Look at what Andrew Wiggins did. Bruno can do that. Bruno can do what Andrew Wiggins did this past run in the finals. And I look at him, and he has been waiting for this moment. Mm-hmm. And he was the guy that was 2 years from being 2 years away. Guess what? It's been like 8 fucking years. So he's now fucking ready. He looks like he's finally filled into his frame. This picture's from a few years ago, but you can already tell he's a grown man. And I think with Bruno, you're seeing a guy that honestly has the potential to really shock people. And guess this is something that I thought is really insane is if you see him currently playing the World Cup qualifying, qualifiers in July 4th and July 1st, he dropped in the game against Colombia 22 points in 10, and he shot 42% from the field. And then when he played for Sao Paulo last season, he was averaging 63.6% from the field, 53.1% from three, 24 points a night, 11 rebounds, 2.3 blocks, and a steal a night.
Okay.
Oh, no, 3.6 blocks, 2.3 turnovers, and 1.1 steals. 3.6 fucking blocks, bro. And when he was on the Memphis Hustle, every time he was in the G League, he averaged 3 blocks a game, basically. Oh. This guy is a volleyball player of a shot blocker. I truly believe if out of all the Exhibit 10s in the NBA, if you had to tell me to put money on somebody that I think will make it, I think he's the oldest guy on an Exhibit 10 contract. He's 26 years old. 26 years old. And guess how long he's been in the NBA or been pro? 9.5. Just take one guess what year he's drafted.
2015, I believe, was the year.
2014. 8 goddamn years. He's only 26. He's turning 27. He's 6'11", 230 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He has a 7'8" wingspan. He's going to be a freaking dog. And the crazy part is when he played for the Grizzlies 23.5 minutes a night, he averaged, this was about 4 years ago, 8.5 points, a block a night, 1.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 37% from three, 43% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
This guy can play. And he's in the perfect situation in Boston where he will be expected to play defense first, offense second.
I love it.
You agree? You like him?
This was a phenomenal pick by you. I think that, like I said, I mean, that Memphis was a couple of years ago. I mean, what happened? Did no one see this? This man played in 34 games. He averages the most. He's never averaged double-digit minutes ever except for this season in 2018, 2019. Like you said, he's taking 4 threes a game. At his size, he's shooting a 37% clip. He's not playing many minutes. He's getting a block a night. He's getting 8.3 points per game. I don't like per 36, but if you look at per 36, it's like 20 and 15. I mean, this is a great – I love it. Boston, bang, make it happen, bang. He's no longer 4 years from being 4 years away. The 4 years have passed. This isn't 2018 anymore. This is the 2022-2023 season. 4 years from the 2018-2019 season. He's 4 years away. Now he's here.
Now let's move over to your guy. You want to talk about your boy? Let me pull up a little picture of young Mac McClung. Mac McClung. They need a backup point guard. And who better to do that than this young man? White Jesus.
Oh.
I don't know if that's like culture-y. Someone's going to be like, you can't say that.
Fuck him.
Alrighty. Matt McClung. He'll be battling with, let's pull up the Warriors roster. Now, the Golden State Warriors have a few guys. So, the Warriors have Lester Quinaz and Quentin Witherspoon on two ways. Matt McClung's on Exhibit 10, Trevion Williams, Pat Spencer. So, he's basically fighting Pat Spencer, Trevion Williams. And I really like Trevion, and I wish they could just say F Quentin Witherspoon and give Trevion Williams that. I don't get me wrong, I love Pat Spencer, but I want to hear your thoughts. Let me hear your sell me Matt McClung.
First off, phenomenal joke, Thomas Perry. Second, okay, Trevion Williams, that's the guy. Pat Spencer, lacrosse player, Northwestern, red flags. Who's the last solid basketball player out of Northwestern? Watch it be like something. Freaking superstar stud. I can't even tell you who the last superstar stud was out of Northwestern. If they've, I don't want to. I gotta pick the words carefully here. I don't know if they've ever had a superstar stud come from that college. Mac McClung can do everything you need him to do, and I don't know who the hell is running the Los Angeles Lakers where they don't. They saw him have a solid 3 G League games, summer league games, and they're like, we're a struggling team. The old guys didn't work. We have a guy, Mac McClung, who's commanding this offense in our summer league. And, what was he last year? What was he last year? Could you help me out here? What was he? What was that accolade he got last year in the G League?
Wasn't he like Rookie of the Year?
Oh, he was Rookie of the Year. So
almost won MVP.
I don't know who the hell is running the Los Angeles Lakers, but I know who's running the Golden State Warriors. And I can tell you for a fact, the second that cat got dropped and waived, they're thinking to themselves, they had like 2 glasses of whiskey. They're like, what happened here? We need to get him right now. I mean, this is a guy, he's only played, 4 games in the NBA. This guy was balling out in the G League, Rookie of the Year. He was balling out in the Summer League. He can shoot threes. He can pass. He can rebound. He can score. He's going to give you his all-on defense, which is good enough for me. I don't care about his size, and he's not even that small of a dude. Mac McClung, baby. Mac McClung. And you want to know the only team. Not the only team. You want to know a team that's going to turn this cat into a star? Mac McClung. Yes, I said it right here. August 25th, 2022. Mac McClung one day will be
at 4:43 p.m.
NBA.
I think he has an opportunity, especially if he can prove that he can play defense at a competent level. Don't get me wrong. I think out of Pat Spencer and Matt McClung, if you're asking me who's going to make the roster, I give Matt McClung the advantage due to the athleticism that he possesses. This man literally can jump out the gym. Like, they need to make a movie White Men Can Jump and have it starring Matt McClung because this guy has like a 40-inch plus vertical. But look, the guy who's going to win the spot in training camp is going to be able to hit threes and play defense. And if I had to say, Matt McClung's 6'2", Pat Spencer's a little bigger, 6'3", and he has a 20-pound advantage on him. And like Pat Spencer's, he can shoot.
He can shoot.
He can shoot. He's a 3-point sniper.
He just can't do anything else.
He can pass a little. He's got that lacrosse background. Lacrosse is basketball. Lacrosse is literally basketball with sticks on grass, on turf.
Yeah, I've never heard that before, but
I had a lot of friends who played basketball in the winter instead of box lacrosse because they said it was very similar. And
there
like,
you go.
because all lacrosse is just one long fast break.
I love lacrosse. Pat Spencer, let's be real, guys. Come on.
He won the Heisman almost 3 times in lacrosse.
Okay.
Okay.
What is that?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you that Matt McClung could be the guy. You know, I agree that Matt McClung. If I had to choose somebody other than Bruno, I probably would have went Matt McClung. Okay, and the only thing I say, lacrosse gives that Pat Spencer's definitely a more physical person. Lacrosse is a pretty goddamn physical sport.
I just don't know what Northwestern worries.
No, I'm giving you, dude. Nobody's came out of Northwestern. Nobody has came out of Northwestern. With you. I'm with you on that. I just think, but I think Pat Spencer played in Italy last year.
Yeah, he didn't go just from. I made a video on him on my Warriors channel when it happened.
I think he played in G League and Italy.
Yeah, it's one of those. There wasn't anything crazy going on. It's one of those low risk, high rewards. Mac can you give both to him. The thing is,
I'd rather take Mac.
Yeah, the thing is this, like, I think the Golden State Warriors should make a move outside. I just don't think Andre Iguodala should get that last spot. And if you want a point guard who's going to give you defense and make threes, sign a cat like Eric Bledsoe or sign somebody else or do something else. Like, I just don't think Iggy should have that 15th spot. And I don't think that whoever makes the two-way spots for the Golden State Warriors is going to have that much of an impact. You're not going to be relying on Mac McClung to play defense and shoot three-pointers in the first round of the 2023 NBA playoffs. So the thing is this, I guarantee you if he got an opportunity, maybe it's not this year, maybe it's next year, but like he can get the job done at an efficient level if need be. So grit-wise, I mean, this guy's been through a lot. Mac's been through a lot. He's bounced all over. College, NBA, Pat Spencer's a little too unproven to me. Mac's just got that fun factor. Pat Spencer, like, he almost makes me want to take a nap.
No, I get that. Again, we're just waiting for them to figure it all out. But I don't know, man. I just think it's funny when you're looking at this stuff, and I hope Matt McClung makes the roster. He deserves it, and he was like such a fun guy to watch in high school. Now, I want to talk about an NBA player who could make a resurgence. A guy who I think is going to be phenomenal for his new team. He spent a few years out of basketball. Not like he wanted to.
Yeah. Juancho?
Huh?
Juancho?
Oh my, no, fuck you.
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm talking about. Put some respect on this man's name. If Ty Lawson came into the NBA, I would laugh my ass off. You think that's good, or should I do a different picture? I feel like I should do it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, it's John Wall.
Like it. Who? This is the utmost disrespect I've ever heard in my entire life. This man should not even be on this list. This man should not be on this list. This is blasphemous.
What do you mean? John Wall.
For it. John Wall, the guy 2 years ago who dropped 20.6 and 7 assists.
You like this? You like
resurgence?
John Wall. Left. I know, but people are gonna remember the name John Wall. Also, somebody just commented. Someone commented on my video, double yawn. Nope. Like, because I yawned twice in a video, like in the intro, while I was doing the intro, because it was like 7:30 in the morning. Fuck me. And I spoke through the yawn.
That's a no from me. The double yawn.
Yeah, literally. Double yawn. Nope. I was like, okay. But John Wall. Yes, John Wall. Look at John Wall. He's going to come out. He's going to be, an all-star. He's going to help lead the Clippers to the Western Conference Finals. They're going to lose, but it's going to be LA versus LA if the trades are made. I'm just kidding. But look, I think John Wall will make Derrick Rose's comeback look like shit. John Wall is going to come out averaging 20 and 10 and 5. Okay, 20 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. I know that's excessive. 27 and 5. Okay, 20. Realistically, I think he could actually average 27 and 5. Maybe
That's
17.
It's pretty much what he averaged in Houston.
What do you average? 27 and 5.
He averaged. Are we rounding up?
Round up, yeah. Round as long as it's
21-7 and 21-3 and 7.
3 rebounds.
So that's what I'm saying is I spent a whole year of. I got 40 blissful games with a fellow named John Wall. And I will tell you this man brought us into he kept us in every single game. And that was the thing is like, we didn't want to be in, this was the year we traded Harden. We don't want to be in this John. Like he'd have these like he'd come in at the end of the third and he'd just get us right back into the basketball game. He'd be down 15. He comes in, gets us back to like, down 4 or 5. And then thankfully he would keep us in the game. And then thankfully he'd get a little tired at the end of the game. Houston's team sucked and, we'd lose by a handful, but it was always the John Wall show in Houston. We got 40 games of it and I loved every minute of it.
And he got like $120 million.
I wish I should have bought a John Wall jersey in Houston. I really should have. I don't know why Los Angeles didn't do this last year. I guess they didn't. I guess it was because why
John Wall wanted that bread.
Don't need to. Yeah, why give up? Why give up guys like Batum or whoever was going to be in that package if you don't have to? You can just wait a year. Injuries as well, so even more so. I mean, Clippers really just got a bargain here.
They basically got him for free.
Yeah, you got a several-time all-star for
former
free.
number 1 overall pick.
Who's still not old. Not old yet. You can still get a year. Like this is prime. This is a prime. 31 is a prime age. Prime age.
I mean, he's coming off an Achilles injury, but I love John Wall.
And the good news is you still have Reggie Jackson, so you don't need to play. John Wall doesn't need to drop 16, 5, and 3. John Wall doesn't need to play in 32 minutes a night. John Wall doesn't need to play in every single game this upcoming season.
No, he just has to be a competent guy and a good guy that plays defense, passes the rock, and, scores some points for them at the very least. I mean, he's making only like what, $5 million? A far cry.
Yeah.
It's a steal. They gave him the mid-level exception. Now,
and Reggie's still that dude.
Now let me hear who's your guy. I'll cue up the picture. Who's your vet? Who's the veteran you choose that I have to research?
Well, here's just a nice little hot take for you. The Miami Heat won't make the playoffs this year. You hear that?
No.
You
got a guy?
I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Anthony Davis, does he even count?
No. I would give
we just counted John Wall.
But no, John Wall literally would be a resurgent. He hasn't played. Anthony Davis, he's just been unhealthy.
Yeah, so I think even more so in my favor. But
it would be I would give you Russell Westbrook. If you said Russell Westbrook, if he was traded,
you want something nice?
What?
Russell Westbrook on the Lakers.
Fuck you.
Russell Westbrook on the Lakers. It'll work. You want to know why? I have 2 words for you. You want to know why?
Doing your mom.
You want to know why?
No.
LeBron fucking James, bitch. That's 4. How's that?
Dude, LeBron doesn't even want him there. LeBron's gonna tell him.
LeBron wants him there.
LeBron's gonna tell him, hey, Russell Westbrook, I got a position for you. It's called left fucking bench. Sit on the bench.
He's gonna say, Russ. I need you off ball. I need you to improve.
I'm just gonna say, huh?
I need you to do what we brought you here to do.
No.
It's gonna work. Lakers
It's not gonna
champions.
work.
I'm writing it down. I'm putting it. Here's
Russell,
official
they're
prediction.
gonna be
I've had a
champions
lot of
goddamn
nice
Russell
stuff
Westbrook on the
today.
fucking roster.
A lot of nice stuff today.
I love me some Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook is not on that roster. Russell Westbrook's only on that roster because he took the bag.
LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron gets number 5. Number 5.
Are we gonna do 4 from right now on?
Number 5. What?
Are we doing 4?
For what?
Time.
Oh, because of my buddies calling me.
I don't know if you like this.
Dude, how did the duo?
Yeah, I mean, we had way more people than like the last time. We had like 2 to 3. We almost went up to 10 today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you bring up a good point. I never even thought about that.
Dinner.
Yeah,
like if we go live at 4, it's 5 p.m. Kids are just like fully back after they got unwinded after for school. So
I like it a lot. Maybe if anyone's watching this, let me know or let us know.
Yeah, let us know. You guys like go.
Yeah. Oh, the downside is this. I think we're gonna one day it tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and find a place. I'm gonna try and find a place that I can do this show from. I don't know if you know if you've ever done a show from a car. I hate missing. I want to miss.
What time are you driving at? How long is the drive?
Whenever we got to drive. I think it's only like 14 hours.
Oh, Thomas, the question was, do you like this time better? We go at 4, which would be 6 your time. Or
basically we've been doing we
5 p.m. or 4 p.m. Yeah, 6 or
I like this
Eastern
a lot
time,
more.
or I like this time better.
Yeah, gives you a little time. I mean, I never even thought about the whole dinner thing because I was like raised watching like Pardon the Interruption and the one where they go around and that annoying guy asks questions and gives them points.
Payne's places, Eli's places, Vince's places.
No. The one where it's like they have a bunch of like journalists on. You'd probably kill that show. They have a bunch of journalists on Around the Horn.
Oh,
but those aren't those around dinner time? I never.
I don't watch ESPN. The only ESPN you'll ever see me watch is Scott Van Pelt. And that's because Scott Van Pelt's from Maryland.
Dude, there was some Sports Center on after dinner last night. I was like loving it. I don't have cable. I just want to watch Sports Center.
My girlfriend has Xfinity. I need to reset it up. Dude, listen to this bullshit. So my roommate, he has YouTube TV, but he forgot to log out on his old roommate's TV. So his old roommate's still logged in his YouTube TV, and he can't like add the YouTube TV to our TV because his old roommate's still logged into it. And I was like, so why don't you just call your old roommate and tell him to fucking log off? And he just didn't answer. I was just like, give me your phone. I'll call him. I'll be like,
yeah, right, yeah.
I'll be like, yeah.
He's gonna call you once a day. He's gonna call you once a day every day till that happens. So
yeah. Oh, you think you can block me? I'm gonna go to different payphones every fucking day and call you via payphone.
Yeah.
We'll start star 69ing you or star 67ing you.
Yeah.
Till you get off the goddamn YouTube TV.
YouTube TV ain't cheap, man. I'm getting in my car and I'm knocking on that door. I'm getting that. I'm doing it manually right now.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
I'm driving to Kansas. Fuck Chicago. We'll do a live show tomorrow. I'll leave right now. We'll get this guy's YouTube TV.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. That's what we're now bullshitting to wrap up the show, but
yeah, we're in the open Q&A.
Yeah, if you want to ask anything before we wrap up the show, thank you, Thomas. That's kind of what I've been doing the past 3 shows. I think we've done it. I've came in with 5 to 6 topics that I want to dedicate at least 10 minutes to. and I keep track. That's why if you ever see me, first off, Jackson's on my left, but my other monitor's right here, so I'm also tracking the time, and I just think it does good. I like the graphics. I think the graphics are a huge thing. I wish we could put highlights, but at the very least, we can just do pictures, and I think it gets the message across just as well. Yeah. But one could say I could sit, in class maybe in the future when I have more time and I'm just trying to piss away class time. I can create some graphics.
Honestly, that's kind of the hope here is for me. I'm really trying to, because I know what was that thing I wanted us to do? Oh, power rankings, weekly power. I really want to do weekly power rankings, just like any website report. I just think that would be really cool. And if we had, we just got to make a go-to kind of graphic that we can fill out.
Right now, I'm Googling NBA power rankings. Oh, yes. Wait. Let's see.
Because that way we'll go into some not tangents, but we'll kind of elaborate on these teams. And I'm really getting pissed off at these clips because God, getting fucking chopped liver out here. I'm getting chopped liver on these damn clips. I think they might be I might be making them too long.
No, just look at your tags. Just make sure on the tags you add the players' names, not just the team tag. So add we're talking about Kevin Porter Jr. Make sure you type in Kevin Porter Jr. KPJ.
And Kevin Porter Jr. ones, it's only Kevin Porter Jr. tags, and if it's Houston Rockets, only Houston Rocket tags. Because I use rapid tags like you sent me, and they usually it'll be Houston Rockets Jalen Green. You get a little bit of both.
Yeah, just put you want to have just Jalen Green in there too, just because when people search, the way tags work is search up Jalen Green, you'll get that video even though it has other tags.
Yeah, I'm still learning all of this. That's good to know. Right now, it really fucking sucks clipping these.
So for power rankings, there's always this one. I don't really like this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that it's A, B, D, C. I wanna be able to.
Yeah.
And then there's this one. This one's a bit better, but it's
ugly as fuck.
Ugly as fuck. That's what I was thinking. And so this might be something I'll have to sit around, make on Photoshop, and then every week just dedicate some time to relocating them.
Yeah.
Or we could just be assholes and just look for NBA power rankings and write reacting to ESPN's latest power rankings. Just use ESPN's graphic.
Mm-hmm. I'll do some digging because I got this idea from a Josh Pate. He's a college football guy, and he does power rankings differently than the AP poll, and I really like it.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. Let me see if there's
based on pure power.
See, if we could get something going, it's just going to be hard to put 30 teams.
Yeah.
On a fucking screen.
Yeah, it really is.
I would have to do something.
That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, I would just have to figure this out.
Yeah. We could probably do a little bit of both. I mean, SAB, TCT. Every time I see something like that, I click away. I'm
or 6 graphics like this. This is all InDesign now. I just have to sit down on InDesign and be a fucking.
Is InDesign a Adobe set?
Yeah, I have the entire.
On every fucking thing. How much do you pay a month for Adobe stuff?
30 here. I'll pull up my Adobe.
I pay $60, bro. I pay I got Photoshop and After Effects. No, I got Photoshop and Premiere, but I want to learn After Effects.
All right. So, all right. This is InDesign. This is my. Let me zoom in on this bitch.
So you can't really do stuff like this on Photoshop, or is this more just tailored to this? You can still do it on it.
InDesign is more for graphics, making graphics. Photoshop, you can do this on Photoshop, but InDesign is Photoshop on HGH. Do you see how I have all these lines that tell me exactly how to put shit out?
Yeah, I
And
almost thought your
like,
computer was broken.
no, it's just this is how InDesign, so you can perfectly even shit out. Like, look how my
Mhm.
letters are. I have my letters set up in certain ways so that they're perfectly like. You think more people relate to the CSABC? Maybe we just do that. I mean,
People
I
do.
think
I just don't care about that stuff, but we can do that easily.
I see so many YouTube videos with that stuff, but maybe that's
Yeah.
what people relate to, and we're just trying to be like too fun shui or whatever
It's
the fuck
like
they say.
just remind me of, like, Kenny, and I just like, bro, I watch a Kenny video. I'm like,
Yeah, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, I make something. The lines don't look like the lines aren't there.
yeah,
This is just when you're in the actual.
yeah.
Like, do you see like how if you zoom in, like right here, this is actually like the blue goes higher than the white, so it makes it look like it's. I'm actually like really good with computer shit, but I'm incredibly lazy. Incredibly lazy. Like I can edit well, but I just do it for school because like I do it sometimes for YouTube. Not really, but like
Well,
you
it's hard
know,
when you're in school, especially.
for school I do it because like I'm making shit that's gonna get me a job that's gonna pay me at least $60,000 and eventually like 100K plus. Because I'm trying to get to the
Yeah,
point like I'm trying to be an anchor and like
yeah.
that's like easy work. You just write shit and you just read a screen.
Mm. I wouldn't mind it.
But I have to cut my hair probably soon.
For that, or just is this just a side?
I'll keep my hair always a little bit long, but I just have to go get a good haircut because you know I think Thomas Perry has a good point. That drag and drop system is kind of exciting. Where they're gonna go, who knows? Oh shit, they put them there. Good point. So when I go on TV, like I'll have to sign an NDA with a company, which I've told you, like they'll dictate what I can and can't do in a sense, like what
Mm.
haircuts,
Jesus,
like if I come in with bleach blonde hair, not going to be happy, you know.
Mm.
It's more like that. It's not like, or if I come in with dreadlocks, not going to be happy.
Mm.
But for the most part, I can get my hair cut. But like, obviously, I can't have. When you remember how long my hair was when we first started doing that, I can't. I probably couldn't be on TV with that much hair, ungroomed. Like I would have to have it groomed. Like I would have to have a good haircut with long hair. Like I will have to touch this up. Like I'll probably have to get my hair trimmed and keep it in like appearance. Same thing with my beard, because like
I hate that. Makes sense, but
I don't mind it.
that's
They're
where it
paying
gets
me.
you. Cutting your hair takes a little.
But like I won't ever be able to go out and be like super fucked up. Not like I do get
Yeah.
fucked like up. I just can't embarrass myself, you know. Like same thing. Like probably once I start, like if I make money and companies come out with me for sponsorships, I'll have to run sponsorships by, you know. All right, guy. I'm gonna head out.
For sure.
We'll talk tomorrow. We'll figure it out, guy. Thanks for everyone who
Cool.
came up. But peace out. Tell a
Thanks,
friend to be a
Thomas.
friend
Yes,
if you
sir.
enjoyed the show.